This week marks 10 months on Wegovy, and I have officially reached a weight loss of 20 plus kilos, which is amazing. I don't want to just share the numbers with you. I want to give you an update on how the last month of 5 weeks actually has been, and also fill you in on a change in my injections. So stay tuned for that, and I'll update you on what has changed. Basically, a little spoiler, I haven't stuck to the standard dosing for my injections, and I will fill you in on what I have changed and what I'm doing. My name is Alison. Thanks so much for joining. I started my Wegovy journey 10 months ago, obviously now, and I basically started because of health. We have heart issues in the family, and it was starting to scare me, I guess, as I was getting a little bit older. My starting weight with Wegovy was 86.1 kilos, which in pounds was, let me look at that, 189 pounds. So let's get started into the week by week update. So I have popped weeks 40 and 41 together, and my starting weight at the beginning of week 40 was 68.4 kilos. And by the end of week 41, so 2 weeks in together, I finished at 67.4 kilos. So that was a loss of 1 kilo, which was great. Then we move into weeks 42 to 43. My starting weight was 67.4. And my end weight at the end of week 43, so same again, 2 weeks in there, was 67.3. So a weight loss of 0.1 kilos. So very steady weight loss across those weeks that we've just gone through, and no side effects during that time, which those of you who have experienced those side effects will understand how good that is. If you're finding this helpful, don't forget to subscribe. I post regular Wegovy journey updates as well as other tips and tricks. That brings us to week 44, which is the week that I came to 10 months. And I guess for my records and, to keep track with things, the 10 months was actually on the 11th of July. And so our starting weight at the beginning of week 44 was 67.3 kilos, and my end weight was 65.8 kilos, which was a loss for that week of 1.5 kilos, which is still amazing. Quite a lot, to be honest. So that brings us to the total loss amount. From the very beginning of my journey, I started at 86.1 kilos. And this week, in week 44, at 10 months, I finished at 65.8 kilos, which brings me to 20.3 kilos of loss. Now, for those of you playing at home that are in pounds, I have that written down already for you, even though I will put it on the screen. So that's 44.75 pounds that I have lost since the start of my Wegovy journey. I can't believe it. It was a very shocking moment on the scales to see that number be over 20 kilos. Unbelievable. Okay, so let's get into the big change with my injections that I was talking about in the beginning. So what I have done from week 40, after week 41, when I did my injection, I actually made the decision that from that point onwards, I would just do my injections fortnightly. Now, there's a few reasons for that. I had discussed in previous weeks, thinking about, is this the end of my Wegovy journey? Am I phasing off, or am I going to choose to stay on a lower dose, which some people would decide to do, and they might stay on it forever or for a long time? I made the decision that I would like to phase off. And so I have been taking 1 milligrams every week. So I could have contacted my health professional and moved from the 1 milligram back down to the 0.5 milligrams and had that every week. But as we all know with our mathematics, if I take half a milligram each week, across 2 weeks, that's 1 milligram. So I made the decision to take my 1 milligram fortnightly. Now, you may think, why? Why is she doing that? Why wouldn't you just change to the 0.5? The reason is because I'm paying the same amount of money for the 4 injections. So if I dropped down to the 0.5, it would be 4 lots of 0.5 at the cost that I pay. Whereas by dropping 2 of my injections, oh, that's a rude finger, by dropping 2 of my injections and dropping back to 4, I can make those 4 injections last double the amount of time. Now, I do want to be really, really clear that I do not condone making decisions for your health without talking to a health professional. And I have made this decision without discussing it with my health professional, which, probably isn't the greatest idea, but that's what I'm doing. So I want to be honest. And as I've always said, I will share everything that I'm doing along the way, whether it's good, bad, ugly, great. But I would definitely say, for my listeners, please talk to a professional before you make any decisions around your health. For me, the other reason, so obviously cost, we were just saying. So, I can make those 4 injections last across 8 weeks rather than 4 weeks as I slowly phase out. The other reason that I thought that doing this would probably be okay is when I had discussed going on holidays, and I did discuss this with my health professional, and we were discussing whether I could take a couple of weeks off the injections or whether to travel with it. And they did say once you have been on the injections for quite some time, you do build it up in your system. So me going back to fortnightly, I figure it's in my system. I'm not just throwing my body into chaos. It's still there, and then I'm injecting again a fortnight later. So that's my thinking behind it. I'd be very interested to hear your thoughts. Some of you might think I'm crazy. Some of you might think I'm silly. But I'm giving it a go, and I will let you know how that goes. So what I've learned over these weeks that we've just gone through is even though the side effects have dropped off and I'm not really suffering from any of those, it's still really important to listen to your body as much as possible. I am super vigilant about constipation creeping up and smacking me because I have had a couple of times when that has crept in. And I think being vigilant about making sure that I'm pooping every day is really important. And I know it sounds so silly, but it is one of those things that if you aren't thinking about it and making sure that you're being regular, might not be daily for you, it might be every couple of days, but whatever that is for you, really, even as your other side effects decrease, I think it's really important to watch that. Keep your fiber intake, at a good level that helps you stay regular. You might be just starting out on your weight loss journey or your GLP-1 medication journey, and I'm here to tell you that for me, it has worked. 10 months may seem like a really long way away from where you are if you are just starting, but it's small steps and it's each day, and stick at it. Chat with people who are supportive. Obviously speak with your health professional along the way and get as much advice and assistance as you can, but you can do it, and it comes around a lot quicker than what you think. I can't believe how quick 10 months has gone. For those of you who are already on weight loss injections, would you ever consider spacing out your injections like I have? I'd be really interested in your comments, as I said before, just to hear what you guys think about this. If you can pop a comment below and let me know what you're thinking. If you want to see how my journey started, go and check out my week 1 video. I'll pop it up here so it's easy for you to click onto it. That's where everything started 10 months ago. Thanks for being here. My name is Alison. This is my channel, Off the Scale with Alison. Thanks for joining me, and I can't wait to see you again soon.